I mean, silver, I think, is particularly interesting because it is the best conductor known to man, electrical conductor known to man. And so with the environmental thing, ESG, environment, social governance, and all the rest of it, everything is being moved away from fossil fuels. It's being moved towards electricity, towards battery power, towards nuclear, lithium. Now, if you look last year, what happened to the price of lithium? It increased roughly 500%, I think, 400 or 500%. Problem with lithium is that you don't really have a futures market so that you and I can go and buy contracts in it and all the rest of it. All you can do is buy shares in a lithium miner, if you like. And of course, the other thing, uranium, I mean, that almost doubled. So why did silver halve? I mean, it just not halve. Sorry, it was down from, I think it was up at $30 at one stage, and it's currently around about 22. I mean, it is completely nonsensical. And there is no doubt that because the system, if I can put it that way, is short to speculators, which is really what derivatives are all about, it has not been in their interest to let the price run away. It's as simple as that. So I think what the story could be for silver next year is that there's a monetary story, which we've touched on and probably will discuss a little bit more, but there is also the industrial use story. So it is just completely mispriced. I can't see that there is the mine production to satisfy the potential industrial demand for silver, let alone the combination of industrial demand as is and investment demand on top. I mean, we're talking about something like 1 billion ounces a year, if you like, of silver, which is mined or recovered from scrap. This it's not huge, and it doesn't take a huge amount of money to shift it, as various people in the past have tried to do. I think one of the things that worked badly for silver was this Robin Hood, thing. I mean, sort of various silver bulls.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information, and it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
Who you and I will know, sort of try to encourage the small punter to, buy a contract or go and buy SLV or one of the other ETFs, silver ETFs, in order to create a shortage in the market. And that created a spike up to 30. But what it did, unfortunately, is it had introduced an awful lot of weak holders. And so the price has been suffering ever since because, when it backed off from 30, these people who didn't really know what was happening, other than, this seemed like a good idea at the time. They got no other reason really to hold silver. That provided the sentiment background, I think. So that's not been helpful. Now, to turn to Basel III, we're particularly looking at the net stable funding ratio, which is a new regulation which has now been introduced into America, into Europe, and as of the beginning of this month, into the UK. And what it does is it penalizes banks in terms of the funding of the assets of their balance sheet if they use them to have derivatives. It also, incidentally, penalizes them for various other things. So we're not just talking gold and silver, we're not just talking wider derivatives, we're not just talking running bull positions or bear positions in stocks. We are not just talking about, what's the difference between small depositors and large depositors, because there is a difference in terms of how you fund your balance sheet with those two categories alone. So this is a far wider situation than just the area in which you and I and our various followers are interested in. It is not a regulatory requirement for a bank to have, let's say, one approach, one strategy, one business strategy as opposed to another. All we're talking about is how it is funded. So if a bank wants to run an uneven book, whether it's in derivatives or gold, silver, whatever, then basically that bank is going to have a cost hurdle to overcome, and it's the cost of funding it.
I have bad news for you. If you're not rich by now, you're screwed. And if you're in debt, you're even double screwed. How so, you might wonder? Well, the sad truth is that you're working your whole life to make someone else rich. The mega corporations, the banks, the politicians, everyone is getting richer. They get your money. And what is even worse, they get your time, they get your life. You are not even in a rat race. You're in a financial prison. But what could a solution for you look like? Honestly, I don't know, but I know what a solution for me would look like. It's very simple. I use whatever money I have and I multiply it with 1,000. This could make my life much easier and probably yours as well. If you have $1,000 available and multiply this with 1,000, I believe that this could solve some financial issue for the one or the other. Of course, if you're ugly, you would have to multiply it with much more than 1,000. My name is Markus Dahn, and this is what I decided to do. I decided to 1000x my money. This is not a joke. I know what you may be thinking. What is this guy talking about? How should this work? This is not possible. Well, I made a detailed video where I laid out my plan. And some clever folks might even want to look at this plan and copy it and do exactly what I do. This is just a little hint on the side. You have two options. You leave, you forget what you have seen. You do whatever you're doing and you hope that somehow you get some other results. Good luck with that. Or you click the link below the video. You enter your email address because I'm not showing this to everybody. You at least watch my video on how I plan to 1000x my money. The choice is yours. Make the right choice. Join me. See what a different future you could have. See at least how I plan to do the 1000x. So click on the link below, enter your email address, and I see you on the other side. Your Markus Dahn.